My people agree to you all. Breaking news. Wahala for Nigeria. Finally, our president Muhammadu Buhari, he don't come tell us say, say Nti before. He ear been blocked, he know the two here. But with the kind go where they happen, with the kind fire to fire where they come. As mountain of fire, mountain of fire go to pray, say fire to fire, sure, fire to fire. As he don't they see the kind fire to fire where they come. No be person will tell and say, may come up, come talk to the people of Nigeria. Yeah. Where don't they see say banks don't they go in flame, banks don't they catch fire, smoke, market women don't even come out for street. He knows say this one no be answers. Say wetin do way go come, go pass wetin happen for answer, because this one mandempa, mandemma, mumo krobia, muma bobe, even manda akwala. Onye ọbụla ga-amụ pụtachi na street. And the care, everybody have about there. Police again take army again take. Even say for this one, boys they even block soldier for road, block soldier where they on convoy they go. Akwasha no road, no way to way. Oh Muhammadu Buhari, yeah, but I say, as a people, my people of Nigeria, the Central Bank of Nigeria, that's 200 will continue to exist to 10th of April 2023. The 500, the 1000 will not serve as tender. What he lost already. Mona just listed Muhammadu Buhari, but on every keynote, in fact, I no one talk everything. I no one talk everything. Mona hear him. Here wouldn't even Arise TV talk. These people, Ruben, Abati, Rufai, and that team, they be obonge. They be wonderful media personnel. Now they be confirmed journalists. Now they be confirmed in the news. My people, Mata pass Matthias.
My dear compatriots, I have found it necessary to address you today on the state of the nation, and announcements have been made to further ease the supply pressures, particularly to our citizens. I have given approval to the CBN that the old 200 naira banknotes be released back into circulation, and that it should also be allowed to circulate as legal tender with the new 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira banknotes for 60 days from February 10th, 2023 to April 10th, 2023, when the old 200 naira notes ceases to be legal tender. In line with Section 20, subsection 3 of the CBN Act 2007, all existing old 1,000 naira and 500 naira notes remain redeemable at CBN and designated points. Considering the health of our economy and the legacy we must bequeath to the next administration and future generations of Nigerians, I admonish every citizen to strive harder to make their deposits by taking advantage of the platforms and windows being provided by the CBN. Let me assure Nigerians that our administration will continue to assess the implementation with a view to ensuring that Nigerians are not unnecessarily burdened. In this regard, the CBN shall ensure that new notes become more available and accessible to our citizens through the banks. I wish to once more appeal for your understanding till we overcome this difficult transient phase within the shortest possible time.
President Muhammadu Buhari has spoken well this morning. Kudos to him as a leader. I think in all of this, we've been able to see the games politicians play to suit their own narrative. And I'm sure Nigerians are wiser by these games. Hence, when the president put forward an olive branch, let's meet halfway, they said, no, it's not a good enough deal for them. Because in fact, when you recirculate the 200 naira notes, it will not still be easy for them to be able to logistically manipulate elections. Because the bulk of the matter is the 500 and the 1,000 naira notes. So I'm not surprised. In the coming days, we'd also like to call for calm, because the protests probably will be heightened because the politicians are not still satisfied. And they'll still look for more ways to mop up. When we talk, let's talk empirically. Let's not talk as though the CBN doesn't know what it does with the back end as regards, correcting money instability in the system and what it prints. So this attempt by politicians to force them to know what they print, I think is an anathema to the policy itself. Because if it's going to control money circulation, it knows the kind of money it will put in circulation should be able to control the system. And that's why it's the central bank. So I've seen the attempts, just like I've seen the attempts by people to attack the CBN in Benin, which the video empirically shows that a bus was dropped in there. So that means some boys were mobilized to go do that until they were repelled. All we just call for is calm. The other part is the part of the Supreme Court. Yes, the Supreme Court has ruled. And that's why we'll see how this pans out in the coming days. It says status quo should be maintained. That's a level of triumphalism for those that went to the Supreme Court. But the president has also spoken on this. And in all of this, the president also reiterated the independence of the CBN in all of this. And let's not pull that apart. But if we are to look critically at the president's speech, what's the meat of the matter? The meat of the matter starts from paragraph 10. Where he talked about the gains and also enunciated the fact that in 2015 you had about 1.3 or 1.4 trillion out of bank circulation, monetary wise. Now it's going to 3.2 trillion, from 78% to 85%. For all those that make the argument, I beg to ask, who are the people that store this money in their homes? Is it not politicians? I mean, if we have so much money in circulation, and the poverty rate of Nigeria has reduced tremendously, or we'll know maybe people are trading among themselves. But this money is skewed towards a few group of persons. And that's why you don't really see that money changing hands. It's just been stored somewhere over the years. And Nigeria should not act like they didn't see those videos when it was released of monies even getting spoiled in people's homes and never came back to the banking system. There's been some successes, even as regards kidnapping. We all saw the other day where kidnappers were saying, oh, people should only bring the new notes. As regards inflation, for the very first time, before inflation did rise again in this last month of January, for the very first time, we had a 10-month halt to inflation. The last inflation numbers, inflation really did stall. But now again, inflation went up because we know the parameters have pushed it up. These are the empirical arguments there. As the Naira stabilized, not yet, because largely we are seeing political season. And we know how these people are mopping up cash. What triggered the Naira? I keep referring to what happened. The mop-up of cash by decent politicians during the party primaries. Or have we forgotten the story of how fake dollar was being given? Wasn't it after the mop-up of the Naira for the party primaries in last year, 2022, that the Naira to the dollar rate went up?